Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Knight of Pentacles. You're someone that very often checks in with the future, you know. I feel like you're somebody who kind of can see the long-term goals. You can see the mountain, and you can see the summit. And I think you have a very clear idea of what it is that you want and what success would look like to you and what the obstacles are before you. I think maybe what you sometimes lack is a clear plan to get there. Okay, well, maybe we don't need a plan, you know. Maybe seeing the obstacles and seeing the goals are enough. The plan is something we'll figure out as we go. Yeah. I think you're somebody with a lot of practical knowledge, wisdom. I think that you sort of know the right thing to do. And when I say the right thing to do, I basically mean that you understand how all of your thoughts, words, and deeds, right now, present moment, are contributing, creating who you're becoming, who you are, where you are, what you're doing in the future. It's karma. You understand every choice right now is creating your future self. Let's put this into some context, shall we? Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread here. We have an 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, the Libra energy, the Adjustment card, a 7 of Wands. I see here with the Swords cards, it's a confirmation of what we really just said. Sometimes we don't need the plan. We'll just figure things out as we go. And that's exactly what we're seeing with these 3 air cards, the Libra energy, the air energy, right? Because I think you used to have a plan. We realized plans are just sort of, and in some ways plans are a detriment, okay? What we really need is that real-time discernment and evaluation in every moment. This is also a card of karma. This is a card of making decisions in real time and knowing how they're going to affect the future, rather than having some plan. And it's kind of like, you know, when human beings plan something, God laughs, right? Deity laughs when we plan. When we're trying to, anytime we have our map, something's going to happen. There's going to be contingencies. Roads will be closed, right? The maps will be outdated. There'll be traffic. I mean, it's kind of, it's useless. It's almost like we throw the map out the window. Yeah. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. The rest of the cards: Path of the Serpent, the Universe, the Princess of Wands, the Fool, and the 3 of Cups. This seems to indicate the joy in the spontaneity, the joy in the calculated risks in the moment, having way more joy, way more excitement, love, connection, way more peak experiences, living in the moment, rather than trying to force ourselves to stick to a particular plan or a particular course of action. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We'll set it down right here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. Now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look around the room. We see some pretty good majors, right? Libra energy, the Fool, gives us the world. We travel the world by being the complete and spontaneous fool with no thoughts, no ideas, completely empty head, right? Full of just nothing but air. But also having discernment, having a sense of direction, a sense of purpose, having a sense of justice, fairness, doing the right thing, having a recognition of karma. We're a little bit of both. That gives us the world. That allows us to travel the world. Okay? I think in a very literal way, even. We've got fire. We've got water and water. We've got air and air. And of course, we have our earth energy. It's quite interesting too, right? Because we have 2 fires, 2 airs, 2 waters, and we really have 2 majors, or well, I mean, we have the 2 earth cards really essentially here, and we have 2 more air cards here. The Fool is nothing but air, of course, and then the Libra is very discerning air. And the Universe card is, of course, some earth energy, Saturn and earth energy. It's very interesting that we have these sort of nice balanced elements in our reading today. But if the Knight of Pentacles is seeing the obstacle and seeing the goal, but not really knowing how to get there, or sort of, well, I think, let's just leave it at that. The Knight of Pentacles can see the obstacles and see the goal. You can see the mountain and you can see the summit. The Eight of Cups is saying you're not having a very good experience climbing this mountain. This is saying that we're sort of feeling hopeless here. We're kind of feeling like the world's against us. We're feeling like everything we try to do is being squished, pushed down, thwarted. Okay? This feeling's a loss of hope. It feels like the water's draining out of our lives. We're losing hope that we can get to that summit. Okay? And I think it really has to do with our air energy. Especially the fact that you began this journey, whatever it is for you, work thing, creative thing, family thing, doesn't matter. You began climbing this mountain, getting to the summit, with a plan. You had, I think, a very organized and orderly and well thought out course of action. You had your route plotted. You had the map quest directions printed out. But you're not really enjoying the journey. Okay? All of this planning, all of this organization, the map, following directions, is just leading you to less and less joy. Right? This is a feeling as if I'm not having more fun, I'm having less and less and less. It's diminishing. The water is draining out of things. And I think with the air energy here, we've been planning too much. We've been organizing things too much. And we've been, I think, following the map too much. You know? We've been staying on course sort of too much. You know? Underneath the surface, you've got this 10 of Wands. There's an impulse in you that just wants to throw the map out the window. I think this really is kind of this underlying feeling that everything is ruined. That this almost is us wanting to give up on the goal. feeling as if I'm never going to get there. I might as well quit. Throw in the towel. I'm not going to throw the car. I'll have to get up and go get it. Giving up on our goals. Yeah. But what if this is, throwing the map out the window, but not giving up on the goals? Realizing that there is a certain freedom in the spontaneity, in the sort of the getting lost, Maybe we don't need all of this organization and order and structure, because what we're doing is we're trying to create order out of chaos here with our 6 of Swords. And then the 10 of Swords, of course, is all of that order that we've created is breaking down, and the chaos is winning. And that is, I think, leading you to a very negative experience of your path right now. We see the solution over here on the path of the serpent, though, don't we? I think you're somebody, if you're really honest with you, the best times in your life were those times where you didn't really have a plan, where you didn't really know what you were doing. Those spontaneous days where it's just like you a vacation. You plan a vacation. You have specific itinerary. We leave at this time, we eat at this time, we sleep at this time, then we go scuba diving at this time, there's a movie at this time, dinner again. You have it planned out down to the minute. Sounds miserable. I think what you know about yourself is that you've always had a better time when you just sort of wake up and say, what do I want to do today? We're on vacation, okay? Let's wake up whenever we wake up. What do we feel like doing? Well, let's just get dressed. Let's go outside, walk around. We'll find a place to eat. I'm feeling hungry. Let's go eat. And we'll see what the day brings. We'll see what the journey brings. I feel like you know that about yourself, that you've had much better experiences of life when you've done things that way, rather than in this very strict and trying to impose your order on the natural chaos of life. Okay? And so we have that reference over here with our Fool and our Princess of Wands. These two together, kind of dangerous, a dangerous pair, right? Because it's ignorant and very risky. Yet we're engaging in very dangerous things because we just don't know any better. Okay, so you're vacationing and you just go wander around the streets of a foreign country. You don't know the custom. You don't know the language. You don't know what you're doing. It doesn't sound too smart. You kind of want to have some idea of what to expect and what obstacles you may face. This is your mountain. You're climbing it. You want to get to the summit. You're not going to go climb Everest with zero preparation, are you? No. But I think we're realizing, and maybe it has to do with our Libra energy, the Justice card, the balance, realizing that whatever plan, whatever order we try to impose on this thing is going to come crashing down. And we can either be devastated when that happens, or we can say, yeah, it's no big deal. I know that. I know it's going to crash down. So we go to Everest with an intense plan, and maybe we're over prepared. We have everything scheduled down to the minute. But we know that the chaos is more powerful than our human plans. And if we're ready for that and we're aware of that, we're going to have a much better experience. I think we're actually going to succeed at our goals. Otherwise, when the inevitable happens, we're not going to know what to do, because all we had was our map. Oh, shit, now what do I do? I'm off course. I don't know what I'm doing now. I was just following the map. And we're devastated, then we're sunk. But if we're expecting that, and we say, yeah, I know eventually this map's going to be worthless. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. I've prepared for that, you know. So I think that this is your ability to course correct, to navigate, to find your way, to make decisions in real time in a way that's going to help you climb this mountain, get to the summit. This is you having enough belief in yourself that you can make choices in real time that are going, this karma. Every choice we make is a seed of karma that's creating our future. It's kind of like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Everything he does, he's looking at that photograph. People are fading in and out and all this kind of stuff. Really wonderful movie. I love Michael J. Fox. Heard he's a fan of the show. Every choice we make is affecting who we're going to be and what the outcome is going to be and how we're experiencing it. Okay? And so it really comes down to our choices in this moment. We can plan until we're blue in the face to impose order on the chaos, but unless you know how to navigate chaos, you're sunk. And I think that this Justice card is you knowing just that very thing, how to navigate the chaos of life. And in fact, I think you have a better experience of life when you do utilize that part of yourself. When you invoke that very essential skill, you have a much better time achieving your goals, climbing the mountains, and tackling your obstacles. This is the Seven of Wands. This is the obstacle. This is the mountain. You know what they say, the mountain makes the man, right? Or woman or person. The mountain makes the individual. We don't make the mountain makes us. This is by design, a necessarily overwhelming challenge. This is something that is greater than you. You're punching, what do they say? You're punching up, right? Rather than punching down. This is not an easy life. It's not supposed to be. This is a challenge that is, it's a challenge. It's an obstacle. It's a mountain you're trying to climb and get to the summit. You're trying to get to your goals. If it were easy, the goal wouldn't be a goal. It wouldn't be worth it. It'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. So it's something that's pushing you beyond your limits. Reminds me of that show on Netflix, Everest, Beyond the Limit or something like that. That show was scary. I'll tell you what. Thinking about being up there on that mountain in the darkness, in those storms, it's awesomely frightening to me. It is really, truly terrible to me, and I love it. I don't think I'd ever be there, but, we all have our own Everests to climb, don't we? And this one is yours, and you're facing it head on, and you're facing it not with a hopelessness. I think you are facing it with joy, with excitement, with confidence, but also a humility, knowing that this is something that could really lay me low. This is something that could and probably will really kick my ass, Yeah, it's the Seven of Wands. It's having this courage and having this sort of smile on your face, like a crazed look in your eye, faced with this overwhelming challenge that there's very little hope that you're going to actually succeed. You know what I mean? I mean that in the most positive way, because it is with that attitude and that fire that you will succeed. Okay? And I don't even know if this is even about the success, but about the confidence and the experience of knowing that you're facing your challenges and you're working toward your goals. And I think you are accomplishing your goals. I think you will get to the summit. But it's not going to be easy. It is a challenge that you, I think, are very ready for. And we can see how this is. I think this is perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime shot. It does feel like it's a Mount Everest thing. I think that your destiny is unfolding very fast. And I think that this Eight of Cups needs to get the heck out of here. And we need to replace it with this sort of joy in the moment, this connection, this, the real excitement here, really connecting with why you're doing this. And if this is the card of hopelessness, this is the card of hope. Okay? That's the card of saying, I don't care what happens, this is fun. Even in its challenge, even in the way it kicks your butt, it's fun. It is, think about mountain climbing, right? Why do people do that? Why do people almost kill themselves, or sometimes do kill themselves, to do things like that? What is it that motivates us to do those kinds of things? Any kind of a mountain climber, rock climber, any kind of an extreme sport, or any kind of a really challenging goal. It doesn't have to be life or death, right? Sometimes it's just it's a mountain for us to just get out of bed in the morning. Sometimes that's the mountain to climb. Is to get through the day and get back into bed, Let's talk about your general energy. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free, supports the channel. I appreciate that. Smash the like button, subscribe. Thank you. Yeah. General energy is this World card. I think you are someone who wants to do the challenging things. You want to travel the world. You want to go see what life is all about. I think you're somebody who, if you're not already a world traveler, you want to be. I think you will be. I think this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to travel the world. I think this challenge, this mountain you're climbing, I think is taking you somewhere on the other side of the planet. I think this is going to literally involve traveling. Okay. I think that this is part of that energy that I think we all sometimes feel, that the world is a cold and empty and lonely place. That the world is kind of indifferent to us. That the universe itself, let's say the material world, nature, whatever you want to call it, doesn't care if we live or die. Mount Everest doesn't care. Right? It's sort of a way of saying that the universe does not have any inherent meaning that we as human beings can discern. What it is about is us discovering that for ourselves, discovering what our meaning is, discovering what our life is. Our universe does not have to be cold and empty and indifferent. It can be full of life. It can be full of love. It can be warm, a cozy place even. I think you're somebody that is trying to create a universe. I think maybe you've had bouts of loneliness or bouts of this sort of cold, disconnected feeling. I think we've all had that at some point, right? I think you're very aware of that. And I think it is through your efforts to engage with this very challenging thing, this life-changing, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's an effort to really change your life and do something that maybe takes you out of your comfort zone, gets you out here in the larger world. I think also you're somebody that is, through this work of yours, this effort, this mountain that you're climbing, I think it does and will have an impact on the rest of the world. We think of all the people that have climbed Everest, and I think those people have made an impact on the world. Not everybody knows their names. I don't know all their names, obviously. But they've all made an impact on the world. They've all shown us, kind of what we're capable of, what any of us are capable of in the face of those overwhelming odds. We can still triumph. It's the triumph of the human spirit, right? That the universe may be vast and seems like it's empty and lonely out here in space, you know. It does not have to be. And it's a matter of perception. I feel like you're somebody I feel like you had an injury or something a while ago, and this is kind of like you're getting back into the swing of things. Or maybe it was an illness. You're like you're recovered now. There's a sense of wholeness about you. Where it's kind of like you're back to 100%, and now you're going to go out and do this big, maybe you're doing a big race or something, I don't know, marathon or this big event, or you're starting something new, a sport, or you're going to go climb a mountain, or you're sort of getting back to work or whatever it is. You're challenging yourself. It's almost as if we are trying to almost prove to ourselves that we're back to 100%. That sort of energy. Yeah. But now, Princess of Wands in the environment. The alternative to having a plan, the alternative to having a plan is not having a plan. Just being relatively careless, reckless, impulsive. Okay, this is a type of person that just acts on impulse every time and gets into trouble, gets into really kind of crazy situations, right? You may know someone like this in your life. I feel like this is a projection of that part of yourself. We've got to keep a watchful eye on this part of ourselves that just wants to react to the world very impulsively. There's going to be a situation as part of your challenge here where someone's going to push your buttons and you're going to want to just react just immediately. A knee-jerk reaction. In the moment, in the heat of that emotion, you're just going to react. We got to try to hold that back a little bit. Okay? Because this isn't going to serve you. And whoever this person is that's going to push your buttons, I don't think they're a specific person. I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the next few days. Someone is going to trigger you. Someone's going to push a button, and you're going to want to react impulsively in the moment. Try not to. Try to hold ourselves back with a little bit of self-control. Sometimes the Seven of Wands is about the difficulty we have in controlling ourselves. It feels like the force of our impulse is greater than we can handle. This card's all about those odds, you know. Sometimes it's a challenge for us just to control ourselves. Yeah. And maybe this is an inner mountain that you're climbing. It could be. The Fool energy in the position of what we don't want, or the obstacle, or the River card. We don't want to be naive. We don't want to be ignorant or foolish. We don't want to be dumb, right? We don't want to be completely empty-headed. This is someone that goes to Everest not knowing anything about mountains, about mountain climbing, about anything like that. Nothing even remotely connected. Has no idea what they're in for. Just says, hey, I've got the money, I'm going to go do it. And probably doesn't fare very well. We don't want to be this person. We want to be discerning. We want to have knowledge and education and wisdom. We want to plan. We want to have a map. We want to know the terrain. We want to practice. You know, we want to get good at it. And then I think we want to go there with this freedom and this spontaneity, knowing that whatever comes our way, we're going to be able to handle it. Any obstacle, we're prepared to do it. We don't need to follow so rigidly to our map, to our plan, to our itinerary. But it's kind of like, we know the country, we know the language, we know the general layout, and I'm just going to go see what the day brings me. I'm on vacation. Or you're climbing Mount Everest. Or you're at your job, your work, your creative efforts, whatever it is. This is a little bit of playfulness. This is a little bit of saying, you know, I can improvise reliably. I trust myself that I can improvise. So I think you're somebody that wants this a little bit. I think that you, there's part of you obviously that is afraid to throw away the map, because then it's like, I don't know where I'm going. We got to get over this fear of ignorance, I guess. In some ways, this card here as our obstacle is the fear of not knowing, the fear of having no plan. But it leads to getting over the fear anyway. I'm not saying that we have to throw the map away and not have a plan and be completely dumb about things in order to have a good time. No, but I think getting over the fear, it's sort of losing the crutch of having the map always in your hand, clinging to it rigidly. Because if I don't have it, then the chaos wins, you know. So we're getting over that fear. And then the Three of Cups becomes that joy, becomes that excitement, becomes the connection, becomes the real experience of it. It's a peak experience. It's an experience of love and joy, bliss, happiness, in a deep, deep sense. It's not pleasure, right? It's abundance. It's the feeling of abundance, the feeling as if this situation or this experience is doing a lot for you, providing a lot for you in a lot of different ways. It's an abundant experience. It doesn't mean it's pleasurable, right? It doesn't mean it's luxurious. It means that it's satisfying in a lot of different ways. Yeah. It's hope. It's the opposite of what we were feeling here. Well, let's look at our mystery card. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. I would like to see the star card. I don't think we've seen the star card for a while here. It is your superpower card, and I think it would be great. Well, let's see what we have. It's a Knight of Swords. It happens to be another Libra energy. It is reminding you of your ability to course correct and make choices in the moment. Doing the right thing at the right time, regardless of what the map says, regardless of what anybody says, trusting yourself to be able to make those micro adjustments or those big course corrections in real time, reliably, trusting in yourself to be that discerning. And not to freak out when there's a detour, when something unexpected happens that, the map that we have, suddenly now there's a road closure and there's a detour and we freak out because now chaos is winning and we don't know what to do. No, you're saying, I know what to do. I know where to go. I know how to handle this. And there's a confidence here. There's sort of a risk taking, I guess, but it's a calculated risk because you don't know exactly how things are going to turn out. You don't have a map. You've never seen it before. This is the right thing to do. This is where we're going to go. You're making the choices right now that are affecting who you're going to be, where you're going to be, and what you're going to be doing in the future. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link in the corner. There's one down below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.